All right, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about a brand that, to put it a bit aggressively, in my opinion, needs to do a much better job going forward, making more interesting and exciting watches. The brand I want to talk about here today is Tissot, and the reason why I want to talk about them is because they actually just announced a brand new addition to the Tissot PRX family, which is a new 38mm size, in addition to a couple new materials, which are Damascus steel and titanium. And to put it directly, I really think Tissot needs to move on from the PRX. To me, it's getting a little bit crazy how many additions, how many different variations of this watch they're coming out with without really doing anything else that's very interesting as a company. I will say, to Tissot's credit, the Tissot PRX has been probably one of the most important watches over the last 5 years. Ever since it came out in 2021, it's been a very high seller for them and a pretty big deal. In fact, I've met so many people that are not watch fanatics that have a Tissot PRX on their wrist. So that is huge for the watch industry, building it out and bringing in new clients and people that are interested in the hobby because of a watch like this. I think that is huge, but at the same time, to me, it's getting very tiresome. And in a way, I don't really blame Tissot. This is a cash cow that they are milking for everything it's got. It's obviously still a hot selling watch, so why not continue to innovate? We've had many different variations. Of course, the 40mm size, which began this whole line. We also have a 35mm size that came shortly after that, a chronograph version, a quartz version, and also now, of course, the 38mm size. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure how many people were asking for a 38mm size. Please let me know in the comment section down below if that's something you wanted, but I myself was not really super interested in a new variation of the PRX. It feels like a watch that they have tried to innovate with and change up over the past couple years. And to be honest with you, to me, it's a little bit boring. And, at this point, it feels a bit stagnant. And this 38mm size is not really doing much for me. I understand that the 38mm size is sort of an in-between between the 35mm and the 40mm sizes. So from that standpoint, maybe some people are interested in this watch. But like I said, to me, it's just getting a little boring. And even these new materials, which are titanium and Damascus steel, that's kind of cool from one standpoint that they're trying to innovate with this watch, trying to change it up. But when I see an article about the new Tissot PRX in 38mm and new materials, that doesn't really excite me anymore. It feels, like I said, just something that is run its course. And in my opinion, you look at Tissot, a brand that has so much history and a great back catalog of watches to pull from, I start to wonder, why aren't they doing that more often? I mean, that's what they did with the PRX in the first place. They pulled from a C Star from the 1970s and made this watch into what it is today by reissuing it. Why not go through their catalog again and make something new? Or really kind of take their foot off the gas a little bit with the PRX and try to innovate in other different ways. And it's especially disappointing because if you look at the rest of the Swatch Group, I think they're really killing it. I think Hamilton is doing a great job in their niche of more field style watches. I think Longines has probably the best catalog of any brand out there right now. Truly, I think that every one of their watches is an absolute hit. And if I had to wear one brand, maybe a hot take here, but if I had to wear one brand, it would probably be Longines right now. And then of course, Omega is, a powerhouse and I think doing great things as well. So just looking at kind of that small sample size of the Swatch Group, they're all doing a great job except for Tissot, in my opinion, isn't really doing anything super special anymore. And I hope I don't come off as overly negative about this release. I do understand that the 38mm size might be the perfect size for a lot of people out there, and now maybe there's a whole new list of people that are invested in buying a PRX, so that is great. And I think the new materials are kind of cool. Titanium and Damascus steel, like I said, now joining standard stainless steel and carbon fiber as the case options on PRX models. So, there's nothing really wrong with those new materials, and there's nothing really wrong with a 38mm size. But again, this is a company that I think can do so much more. I loved when they came out with the Rock watch a couple years ago. That was really, really cool. I thought that was kind of a sneak preview as to what Tissot can do really well. And again, looking through their back catalog and finding gems. And I want them to do more of that, more of the Rock watch and less of the PRX. But perhaps I'm in the minority here, and there's a whole host of people that are, again, really, really happy about this new release and are absolutely loving the PRX from Tissot. I think I'm just someone who is a little bit burnt out by the integrated sport watch sort of style and a little burnt out by the PRX in general. As someone who is a big fan of watches, it feels like the whole world of watches to the casual buyer has been just summed up in, a couple of pieces like the PRX and the Moon Swatch, and it just doesn't feel like that is very representative of what the hobby truly is. So again, maybe I just have some weird negative feelings about the PRX, but you know, it's a great watch. Like I said, it's bringing in a lot of new buyers and a lot of new people that are interested in the hobby of horology. So I can't hate the watch from that perspective. But again, let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Do you disagree with me? Are you someone who absolutely loves the PRX, or do you maybe see my opinion here and value that a little bit and think that the PRX is kind of overdone a bit? But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to briefly talk about Tissot and the PRX because, like I said, I'm just getting a little bit burnt out by it. I think things should change for Tissot, for such an amazing company with so many resources. But like I said, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about Tissot and the PRX. Do you want them to continue making different versions of this watch, or do you want them to kind of slow it down a little bit? Again, let me know. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you can give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.